Hello, everybody.
Perez, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony given in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Ms. Perez, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Adriana Perez, 2024 CR 01990, 2021 CR 08119, and 2024 CR 01991. You're represented by Attorney Taz Taylor, who's with you at the podium. You're before the court because you entered a plea for DUI, alcohol less safe, no license, driving under the influence of alcohol, second charge, escape, hit and run accident on the 7th day of May 2024, and you were sentenced to 30 months on probation. You have 26 months and 10 days remaining on this probation. You failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You've tested positive on September 19th for the metabolites of alcohol. You failed to attend NA or AA meetings per week, twice per week as directed. You documented one attendance on August 21st of 2024. You failed to comply with counseling. You've documented no classes for the ASAM Level 1 substance abuse treatment program. You failed to document proof of completing a MAD victim impact panel. You failed to complete risk reduction. You failed to complete community service. You have not documented any hours, and you failed to pay your $1,790 in arrears. All right, Mr.
Yes.
Taylor?
Your Honor, my client will stipulate to the violations of probation, and we wish to accept the state's, or rather probation officer Chang's, recommended sentence. I want to inform Ms. Chang that my client has indicated she's completed 32 hours of community service. She has not provided that documentation to Officer Chang at this time. However, she does have it in her possessions back in the jail.
I really feel like Ms. Perez is not taking her situation seriously. We had a long conversation, and I understand the origins of a lot of what is going on. But even though I understand, it doesn't mean that she's not responsible for her behavior. And so I don't think in all this time, May to now is October, Ms. Perez has done very little, and she's been drinking. The drinking I expected because she's an alcoholic. But the fact that she's done nothing else to further the case that that we've talked about, she's done no other things, particularly the easiest thing, the freest thing, which is the AA and NA meetings. That's free and easy. Just find a meeting. They're everywhere. But Ms. Perez is still in the mindset that she doesn't have a problem. Ms. Perez, you're an alcoholic. I mean, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's a condition that needs to be treated. But you're going to try and brazen it out like you don't have an alcohol problem, but you do. And the longer you go with this attitude of, I don't have a problem, the more people you're going to hurt. Don't you have a child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Can your child afford to have you away from him for months at a time? But that's what's going to happen because you're not making the effort to get clear. AA and NA work. People use it and it works. The treatment level ASAM classes work. You haven't taken advantage of those. Even if you told me, well, I don't have the money, you still haven't gone to AA or NA. And you're drinking. And I told you that those same people who kept bailing you out would be the same people who are going to continue to help you in your downward spiral. Because those are the same people who are going to say, oh, it's not going to matter. You can take a drink. You just don't have to drive. Somebody said that to you, haven't they? Or something similar. Because the people who know you have a problem. And if they know you have a problem and they care about you, they should be the ones telling you, you need to do what I said. They should be driving you to the meetings. They should be driving you to your treatment. If they care about you, if they truly care about you getting clear of your and being in recovery and being able to be a parent to your child, they would be helping you get to treatment. Think about all those people who are not helping you at this point in your life. Think about all those people you think of as close family members and friends. And when you need them the most, which is right now, they're not the ones driving you to your treatment. They're not the ones saying, hey, have you gone to AA today? Or have you called and found a meeting? Have you gone to a meeting? Hey, we're not going to drink around you because we know that's a trigger for you. All right, what's the recommendation, Ms. Chang?
Your Honor, probation recommends that she receive credit for the 13 days she's been in since October the 9th, return to probation, test at each report, and start substance abuse treatment by November 15th.
Mr. Taylor?
Your Honor, I don't know Ms. Perez very well. However, with speaking with her regarding this probation violation, I do know that transportation has been a concern with her not accommodating, but participating in the various things that she's required to do for probation. I've informed her.
And yet she managed to get alcohol.
That's probably.
Ms. Perez, where do you live? Like, what area do you live in?
In Forest Park.
Okay, so you can't walk to where you need to be? You can't find an AA or NA meeting near where you need to be? Clayton County has buses now, so there's buses running through Forest Park. So you could get on a bus to get to where you need to be. The bus will take you to the train. Even if your ASAM class was all the way in Decatur, there's a train that goes right to downtown Decatur, and buses pick up from there. So there's no lack of transportation, ma'am. There's lack of will to do it. Ms. Perez, I am telling you right now that if you keep going along the way you're going with this attitude that you're not going to engage, you're not going to take care of yourself, then you'll be dead in a year. Alcohol kills. You either die in an accident, you die because something happens to you, because you make yourself vulnerable, or you die because you blow out your liver. Alcohol kills. There's people on hard drugs, been doing hard drugs for all of their lives. But you know what takes them out? Alcohol.
Your Honor,
You got to make a decision that you want to be here for your son. I know that you have suffered, but you can't let that defeat you. You're giving up. You are giving up. And you don't have that luxury. You got a child. And it scares me to put you back out here because you're giving me excuses, but you're not doing anything. Had you done any of the things I asked you, any of the things, even the easy things, I'd say, okay, at least she's trying. I know the alcohol. I expected you to test positive because you're an alcoholic. You can't help yourself. But some of the other stuff, I said, let me see if she's willing to put in the work to do some of these other things. You're young. I get up every morning and walk, and I'm not young. My knees are killing me. But you're young. Forest Park ain't that big. I know there are AA meetings in Forest Park. You can walk to. You probably haven't even located any. You have? So what's keeping you from going consistently? Twice a week.
My transportation.
No. Don't say transportation. Because where there's a will, there's a way. Had a guy who was on probation. His car got stolen. He lost his job. He didn't have a car. He finally got his car back. It was disabled. He was sleeping in his car. And you know what he did? He walked from Stockbridge to Jonesboro and got here for court on time. On time. He was here before a lot of other people. He walked. And when he told me that, you know what I did? I said, you put in the work, so let me see what I can do for you. You put in the work to be here. Let me give you a month off of probation requirements. I'm going to give you a month. And you come back to me in a month and let's see what happens. And in a month, he had moved back in with his mother. He had gotten another job and his car was being repaired because he could now afford to get it repaired. all that he did when he started walking. He walked from Stockbridge to Jonesboro. And so when you tell me that you have transportation issues, I walk every morning. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know a lady right now who's been walking since before the pandemic. She walks every morning. So when you are, and you younger than both of us, when you tell me that you got transportation issues because you're unwilling to walk a couple of miles, that tells me you're not willing to fix it. You're lazy and you're not willing to do it. And you would rather sit there and tell me, I don't have transportation, than tell me, I am doing everything I can, Judge, to make sure that I'm the best mother for my child. Who has your son right now?
My mother.
Let me just tell you something. And I hope this is broadcasting to everybody who needs to hear it. But as grandparents, we don't want your children. We don't. We love them. We want them to stay out of the system. But after we raise y'all, we don't want your children. How old is your child?
11.
I got an 11-year-old. That's homework. That's activities. That's questions, 1,000 questions a day. We don't want your children. We don't. And he knows exactly what's going on. So you want your 11-year-old, and the 11-year-olds, I swear, are the smartest creatures on the planet. So you want your 11-year-old to see you not try.
No, ma'am.
That's what you're doing. Your mother does not want to raise your child. That was not her choice. I'm sure if she wanted an 11-year-old, she could have one. Because if she my age, she have one. I have one. And I'm old. So what I'm telling you is it was possible if she wanted another child. Obviously, she did not. But you gave her one that she didn't ask for. And now, because you're not willing to try and work and do what you need to do, she now has an 11-year-old. She got to go to school events and she's got to do homework and all of that stuff that you should be doing. Ms. Perez, let me just tell you, I knew this was coming. I knew it would be alcohol, but I thought maybe you would try with some of the other stuff. But let me just tell you, I expect to see you again. This is your first probation revocation hearing after being sentenced. So I expect to see you again. But I'm telling you, if I see a lack of progress again, I got 30 months that I can give you. Whatever is left is going to be on the table for you to stay in jail. We clear? Because I can keep you safe and clean in the jail. Well, not so much safe because the Clayton County Jail ain't what it used to be. It's scary in there now. But I can at least keep you away from alcohol. So you make the decision whether we need to have this talk again. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And please don't think about running because we will find you. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what's the recommendation? Return to probation, credit for time served, test at each report, and start the substance abuse treatment by November 15th?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's too long. She's got to do it by, what's the day, the 22nd? By November 1st, you need to be in treatment. In fact,
Yes,
you need to sign up by October 30th. You need to sign up for treatment. We're clear? And I'm only giving you that amount of time because you may need to get your money up. But yeah, you need to really sign up for treatment at that point. Okay? Because, ma'am, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. And the time you waste not doing what I asked you to do is time. I'll just take the remainder of the time and just put you in jail if you're not going to do it. You can just stay in jail. Because at least I know the community will be safe. I know that you'll be safe. Essentially. We're clear?
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Perez, talk to me and tell me what is going on that you cannot get it together.
Well, recently I was going through an eviction where I was living at, and I actually just moved where I was living at, so I have a new location to give to Ms. Chang. And I lost my job, and it's been very hard on me these past few days. But I was actually just getting a new job, so
What's your new job?
remodeling, house remodeling.
Okay. You do sheet rock and all of that?
Yes, and painting, and I've been doing house cleaning also. So hopefully, when I get out, I can still go back to that job and get my stuff.
Okay. And you work with somebody who can kind of help you find jobs and make sure you get to the jobs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Perez, this is up to you, okay? I'm gonna make the effort to hope that you'll get it together. But it's up to you essentially whether you're gonna end up getting your life together and making your son proud and making sure that you can be a mom to him like you're supposed to, or you're gonna give up. And I don't want to see you give up for his sake. You hear me?
No.
You're too young to let this take you down. You gotta fight. And like I said, I am clear that there's a reason for this. I'm clear. I'm not discounting any of that. But you got to be bigger than what challenges you. You got to fight back. Okay? All right. All right. So, Miss Chang, do you have a report date for her?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Perez, if you'll report this Thursday, October 24th at 10:30 a.m.
And Miss Perez, when you get out of jail, the first thing you should be looking for is a meeting. You hear me? Okay. All right.
Thank you. I have to say goodnight. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.